So we've had some, exciting news out of National Cabinet today.
Yeah.
National Cabinet met and the agenda was focused on eliminating domestic and family violence or dealing with violence against women and children. And we saw what I understand to be a new $4.7 billion on the table over the next 5 years from the Commonwealth Government. There is an expectation that the state also does some heavy lifting there. And I guess what we put that against a context of our domestic and family violence services who are out there right now just working so hard, unable to meet the demand in community. So really keen to hear how an LNP government would make sure that the funding goes where it needs to go and really does go to frontline services to support women and children.
Amy, I think the first discussion is how do we guarantee that we get our share of that circa $5 billion that's coming out of the Commonwealth? And if it is new money, as it appears, that's pretty exciting. But I know some of the conversations that's been led today out of the NT, out of the new Chief Minister there, she's pushing that it be done based on demand rather than population. I think we used that term before about evidence, right? So I would suggest to you that Queensland, if you did a matrix based on demand for domestic and family violence and population, I would suggest we are at the pointy end of needing a help from Canberra. At a state level, we have to be honest, there's a pile of reports, and since Hear Her Voice, there's a pile of reports that stand half a metre tall, and during all of them we've heard the line, this is the line in the sand and this is the line in the sand, and things continue to deteriorate. And I'm not suggesting it's an easy problem to fix. It's not. It's complex, it's societal. Women and children have been badly let down, and by all facets of support structures that haven't been there. But I do think we can do a lot better than what we're doing at the moment. And there are things in those reports, in the dozen plus reports, where deadlines were given and weren't met in a lot of those reports. In fact, I would argue that a big portion of those recommendations we need to continue to work towards. And one of the biggest ones is just getting agencies to talk to each other. And that's everything from the QPS enforcing it to those agencies who are offering support before and after. And I'm not sure there's that connectivity across agencies to do that. And there's certainly not the quantum of money, and not, your report's highlighted it. That could be a shot in the arm from Canberra. That would really help us financially if we are able to extract a good deal out of that.
Yeah, I guess it's interesting to hear you talk about the parts of the system working well together. In conversations with police, for example, they would say that in order for policing to work, we actually need a strong community services sector to support women and children. And so, is there a commitment to looking at making sure that the resources are there? Yeah,
and I think that's something that both the law enforcement and the sector have agreed on, but there's been a blockade in getting an answer to it. I was speaking with somebody in police the other day who said on any one night there are events that they can't get to, and it shows you that there's a complexity there that's not working. And if you go into any shelter, you'll find that the demand will outstrip supply on most nights. So it shows that something's got to give.